Happy Wednesday, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show, where we are having confessions and conversations about your everyday life. My name is Yamitra Jojo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy specialist. So what better place to be than here with me? Let me fix this. I hope you guys are ready to get this day started. It's Wednesday. It is a marvelous Wednesday morning, and it is time to get this day started. Y'all, I'm just trying to get my links together so that I can tell you guys what we need to know. So, first of all, welcome to the Fearless Morning Show. My name is Yamitra Jojo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy specialist. So what better place to be than here with me? So, if you guys have been with me if you've been with me for a while, you know June is my birthday month, and so I'm celebrating the whole month of June with giveaways and freebies. And so I want to tell you about some of the ones that we've done so far, and I'll get that out of the way, and then we'll get to the fearless thought of the day. We have my daily mantra, which was things that I say to myself every day, and that's bit.ly/daily mantra 2019. That is free. The 5 steps to live past crazy, bit.ly/5 keys to life. That is free. My reading list was free. bit.ly/reading list 2019. And of course, we have the Girlfriends Retreat coming up August 23rd through the 25th. And that is in Clearwater. If you want to grab your tickets for that, go to bit.ly/Girlfriends Retreat 2019. Good morning, y'all. I'm ready. It's my birthday month. I will be 29 on the 44th. I will be 44 on the 29th. And so I'm celebrating the whole month. So last year, if you were with me last year, y'all know I wanted to dye my hair purple. I did. It came out red. I did get my nose ring. I got my tattoo. I got on the roller coaster. I got in the water. And so this year I'm open to all suggestions, although y'all know what I think. I really want to go to Vegas and reenact Poison. So, in Vegas, that's what I really want to do. But, it's okay. So, good morning, everybody. If your friends and family do not have Facebook, please make sure you send them over to the YouTube channel so they can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows over there. They are by topic and by title. You sound just like a friend. Yeah, Margaret, I was like, I'm gonna be on the 29th. On the 44th, I'll be 29. But Miss Margaret, you sound like my friend that said, Joe, you ain't grown yet. You not grown. I was like, but I'm 40, 42, 43. You still not grown. So, and then when I went to the doctor and I was telling her, some of the things that I had going on, she said, baby, you're not grown. I was like, but I had children. She said, yeah, you're not grown yet. So, apparently, what age will I be grown? My mama tells me I'm not grown either. And that's very evident when she popped me in my mouth for saying something smart. So, how about that? So, I will be 44 on the 29th. So, I'm excited about that. I am ready. I'm celebrating all things birthday. For the Girlfriends Retreat, we do have sponsorships available. We do have swag bag opportunities available. So if you go to bit.ly/Girlfriends Retreat 2019, I have 2 computers in front of me, and the mouse for them are both side by side. So I think I'm driving with one, and I'm not. So 50. Apparently that's it. All right, Margaret. I mean, Miss Valen, I got a little bit further to go. All right, so let's get to the fearless thought of the day, y'all. Pray for us, sister. I am doing a presentation. Let me tell you who I'm doing a presentation to. It is called the Association for Healthcare Administrative Professionals. And it is today at 2 o'clock. And after looking at my presentation last night, I realized that I missed some of the key points of what their theme was. So I had to go back and redo the presentation. 2 a.m. I was up. 2 a.m. I was up. So I'm going off 4 hours of sleep, and it is going to be an amazing, it's going to be an amazing day. I'm going to drink me some lime water. I took the cold shower. So we are ready to go. I was trying to find us a quote for the day, but I couldn't find one that I really like. So that's okay. So we're going to jump right into, we're going to get right into the fearless thought of the day. So yesterday, y'all, I ain't even going to repeat the last 2 days. Please go back and watch it. We talked about your roar, your whisper, and your shout. And it was really good. Like, I really enjoyed myself this past 2 days. I learned a whole lot about me these past 2 days. I'm going to drink all the water because my throat is reminding me that I may be like Barry White, and my throat is really, really dry. But that's okay. So the fearless thought for the day is you have to have an inner breakthrough to have complete freedom. You have to have inner breakthrough to have complete freedom. And this is something that I have learned the hard way. This is something that sometimes we really want the freedom, but we don't want to do any of the inner breakthrough work that we have to do. Thank you, Miss Valerie. To have complete freedom. So we are in these self-imposed restrictions, but when we don't have inner breakthrough, we have along the way, this has happened years and years and years, we have built walls up, right? And we have built up walls and barriers to our thoughts and our emotions. Like, and I'm guilty. How many of us can say, we can talk about anything, but we cannot talk about this thing? We're not fixing to go there with me. I can't handle that conversation. Or I don't want to talk. We're not talking about that because, good morning, Alicia, because I can't handle that. So we can't have complete freedom till we truly have that inner breakthrough. And so we've spent our entire life building walls up to our emotions and our thoughts with certain things that we don't want to deal with. We don't want to. So we stick them out there in no man's land, in our mind, in our heart. And just because we stuck them out there in the abyss does not mean that they're not affecting our everyday life. It doesn't mean that they're not there consciously running in the background. Like, you know how your phone on your Apple say this is running in the background, or you have all the tabs open on your computer and you shut them down, but there's always that one that you keep open because you're just not sure if you're going to need it. So you keep it open. That's why you don't ever turn your computer off or restart it, because if you did, then you'd lose all the things, right? So that's what we do when we are not willing to do the work to break down the inner walls. So we can't have true freedom. I may have freedom with my relationship with my mama. I may have freedom in my relationship with work. I may have freedom in my relationship with this. But there are some things, and I'm so guilty of this, when people say, well, I can't talk about it. And before you even say anything, I'm telling you, I don't want to talk about it. I don't. I can't, not gonna, nope. And what kind of life have we built that we have all of these parameters for every topic? How exhausting is it to keep up with all of them? All of them. And know what I can talk about, what I can't. What I can think about, what I cannot. What I can feel and what I cannot. But we want to be free. We want all the freedoms of living past crazy. We want to praise and worship God. We want to live our best life. But we haven't really done the inner work to have a complete breakthrough to freedom. So today, this is Working Wednesday. Margaret, the job coach. Please, Miss Margaret, please put your link down there. So this is our exercise for today. Walk towards your walls to see what your limitations are. Walk towards the walls that you've built up, because this is what I know. Voluntarily or involuntarily, you're going to hit that wall. And it is going to get your attention one way or another. I don't care how many U-turns. I don't care how straight you go. I don't care how up you go, how down you go. Eventually, you're going to meet that thing that you're not ready to deal with. And until we are ready to do that, we're not going to have a complete and true inner breakthrough to our freedom. Now, some of us may not be interested in that because we're just starting on a journey and it's just way too much work. But for those who have been at this for a while, and we're all into self-growth and setting our mindset and doing all the things, we have got to look at the wall. Ouch for me too. Because we know that wall is there, so we don't go there. We don't look at it. You know how if you have children, when your kids would wake up and you could feel them wake up, and then if you pretended, you felt like if you pretended to be asleep, that they would stay asleep, but they knew you wasn't asleep. The secret is because your breathing changes. That's why you as a mother wakes up every time your child wakes up. The person breathing changes. When I'm asleep, I don't require as much oxygen. When I'm awake, I need more because my body is fully operating. I'm a fully operating system. So it doesn't matter if you don't look at it. It's there. Just like the baby is looking at you. It knows that you know that it's there. And it's just waiting for you to address it. And instead, we may pull the covers over our head. We may turn the corner. We may tiptoe. We may be silent. But it's going to be there. It's not going away. Because the more you do the inner work, right, Miss Valerie, it threw me down. Like it threw me down to the ground and sat on me. And I didn't have a choice. And remember we talked about the 3 different kinds of changes? It put me in crisis change. Meaning there had to be an immediate change. Period. There had to be an immediate change. Because if there was not going to be one, the wall was going to come crumbling down on me. Period. And that is the truth. A to the men. Me too. It just keeps showing up. But we have to know that our limitations and our boundaries only exist in the places that we stop going beyond. So walk up to your wall today. Look at your wall. What is it? For me, y'all, and I've just been honest the entire way. My wall, the thing that I've been scared of, was truly asking for things up here and understanding, right, mine sat on my chest, broke my back. It did all the things. And that is, I think that's where we get most of our fear, anxiety, and stress from. Because we know it's there and we just want it to go away, but it's not going to go away. And we want it to go away really, really badly. And we think if we work on everything else, then that thing will automatically go away. Sometimes that's true, 9 times out of 10, it will not. If you're really committed to doing the inner work to live past crazy, it's not. It's simply waiting patiently, sipping tea for you to figure it out. So I want to read something. True freedom is very close. It's just on the other side of your wall. Enlightenment is a very special thing, but in truth, one should not focus on it. Focus instead on the walls of your own making that are blocking the light that you're seeking. Guilty. True freedom is very close. It's on the other side of our walls. Focus instead on the walls of your own making that are blocking the light. So for me, I had to look at my self-imposed restrictions to not ask for more. My self-imposed restrictions that maybe I didn't deserve to have it. My self-imposed restrictions of I'm not good enough. Who am I? I had to look at that. And even though I said I was seeking the light was shining. But it was steady shining on that one wall I didn't want to look at. It wasn't shining on everything else I had worked on. But I worked on my mental, and I worked on my relationships, and I worked on my friendships over there, and I worked on my finances over there, and I done all of that. And the light didn't care. It kept shining on my wall. Well, if I'm trying to ignore my wall, if I'm trying to go around it, if I'm trying to do everything but address it, it's kind of hard. Because I'm fighting the light and I'm fighting the wall. I'm trying to avoid the wall, but the light is shining on it. So I'm trying to turn. You know how you do like this to keep the light from shining in your eyes? Just asking. And what is the purpose of us building that wall if we're asking for the light? What is the purpose of us continuing to honor the wall if we want the light to come in, if we want all the things? So that's my confession and conversation. That was my wall. My wall was thinking I wasn't good enough to do a retreat. Thinking I didn't have enough resources to do a retreat. Thank you. Yes, it's the elephant in the room. And so I'm trying to dance with an elephant. I'm trying to dance around this subject. I'm trying to dance around everything but address, Jojo, why do you think and feel this way? And then when I understood I could not have true freedom until I was willing to do the work of breaking down these walls, and I started breaking them down brick by brick. And here's the wonderful thing. You can then take the bricks of frustration, the bricks of anger, the bricks of madness, whatever you label your bricks are, you can then stand on them to help you make another foundation. Because as you tear a brick down, you get to repurpose, reuse it, or decide if you need to throw it away. I'm giving it a new name, and now it's become my foundation to ask for more. Not even ask for more. It's the accepting of the more. It's the accepting of the more. So for me, my wall was thinking I wasn't good enough to do a women's retreat, to think I wasn't good enough to do all the things, to be my sister's keeper, to help somebody. Because I'm just JoJo from Far City. Who am I? But then the whisper returned. And then I had to live the whisper out loud. And my whisper was a shout. And then it became a roar. And I couldn't stop it. And it's like a moving train. And we're busting through that wall. I'm busting through it. I'm not what's the word? Detouring around it. I'm not trying to go above it, under it. I'm trying to go right through that sucker and knock it down so that I can truly have the true freedom that I'm seeking. So the light can stop shining on it. Because eventually, this is what I think. We get aggravated and frustrated because it's there. And then we get mad because it's there. But we don't want to do anything to make it go away. We just want the light to stop shining on it. Yes, I see that wall. I know I'm so guilty of this. I say, yes, Jesus, I understand the problem. I see the problem. I just don't want to do anything about it. And why don't you want to do anything about it, JoJo? I just don't. Why? Because I'm scared. Why? Because, it might hurt my feelings, or I have to think the thoughts of maybe I have an insecurity around that thing. Well, why do you have the insecurity? Well, because 10 years ago, this thing happened. And because that thing happened, I now have an insecurity about all things associated with it. Because in our mind, we do associations. Bad relationship with a man. All men are bad. No good men to be found. I'm going to be alone. One incident. I hate my job. Every time I change careers, I hate my job. The people I don't like. The people are the same. One incident. One person that aggravated you. One manager that made it bad. And it can be the one thing that then sets us up for failure throughout the rest. And then before you know it, you've built a wall around that thing. And that is my confession and conversation for the day. Mine was the fear of not being able to accomplish the things that I said I wanted to accomplish. And then when I got to the heart of that and understood you're the only one that's having those thoughts. And since you don't want having those thoughts, we're just going to discount those for just a minute. And I took my own advice. What if, and thought for just a second, because if you want true freedom, you're going to have to go through that wall. So you've done all the hard work. So why is this difficult? So go ahead and work through this and break it down. And that's why freedom, because I absolutely refuse to keep asking for here, accepting here, when what I really want is here. And I no longer want to be afraid to ask for the things here. And I think we should all no longer we shouldn't be fearful of the wall that's in the room that we need to address. Take it head on and know that on the other side is the true freedom. It's the truth. What did the quote say? Hold on, let me grab it for you because it was good. Focus instead on the walls of your own making that are blocking the light that you're seeking. True freedom is close. It's on the other side of your wall. So everything that I was seeking was on the other side of the wall. And that's why the light kept shining on it. That's why it keeps coming up. Because the very thing that we're seeking, the very answer that we want is on the other side of that wall. Inner breakthrough cannot truly have, we can't have complete freedom until we have the inner breakthrough. So today, walk towards your wall. See your limitations for what they are. Are they self-imposed limitations? Guilty. So are they self-imposed limitations in any aspect of your life? And it's natural to want to avoid the wall because we don't want to talk about it. We don't want to think about it. We don't want to do the work of it. And we just assume that if we don't look at it, it's going to go away. But it doesn't. What's going to happen is it's going to be harder and harder to go through the wall eventually. And some people may say, well, Jojo, it doesn't take all of that. And it's okay. It may not take it for you. But for those who want the true freedom of no restrictions, of not having an issue of asking for anything, we're willing to do that. It says when you approach the barrier areas of your thoughts and emotions, your walls, it may feel like an abyss. You don't even want to go near it. And some of us, we don't even want to go near our wall at all. And cracking the wall begins with, so how do you even start? Cracking the wall starts with looking at your thoughts and your thought process about, as Miss Valerie says, the elephant in the room. Why am I thinking this way? Why are these thoughts valid? Why do they keep reoccurring? Are they my thoughts or are they somebody else's? Are you patching your thoughts together? Meaning, are you taking your thought of this, adding it to somebody else's thought of that? And that's why we don't want to deal with it. But we have to break down the wall. Yeah, I'm getting this for myself. I think that's why I'm calm today. Because this is a lesson I had to learn the hard way. And I just learned it last month? Middle of May. To get complete freedom, we got to have that inner breakthrough. We got to break down that wall. Excuse me. We got to break down that wall. whatever it may be. Frustration, anger at past relationships, anger at a parent, upset, mad. But when we avoid the wall, it becomes our self-made prison. And then we are no longer free of anything. Period. And because you're not willing to address the wall, you can't go beyond the wall. So we may ask for all the things, but we're never going to go past it because we can't. So we built, we think we keep going around it, but we keep building a prison for every step that we take. So everywhere we go, we're building new walls, and we are just boxing ourselves in higher, deeper, wider, longer. That's what we're doing. And that's why we can't see the answer. That's why we can't see the thing that we're seeking. JoJo, that's why you couldn't see it. I could not see me doing a women's retreat because I didn't want to deal with that wall. And the minute I let go of that and accepted the freedom, or accepting wanting to have complete breakthrough and break down that wall, then people stepped in. Then it became easier. Then it wasn't that. It's hard to continue to fight that wall. It's hard. It's hard avoiding it. It's hard going around it. It's hard looking at it differently. It's never easy. But I seem to be bound and determined to do that. But then when I decided I wanted true freedom and I was going to look at things differently, then my understanding became different. So today on this wonderful Wednesday, walk towards your walls of yourself and see your limitations, your self-imposed limitations. Right? We have to allow it to happen. And I hurt my own feelings, y'all. And Margaret, you hurt my feelings. Valerie, you hurt my feelings. And they hurt my feelings in a great way. Because I came to them and I said, I don't know if I can do this. And Margaret is Valerie's military. Margaret is just straightforward. Just do it. What are you complaining about? Get it done. Valerie said, why do we keep talking about the same thing? You haven't done anything about it. We're not going to keep talking about the same problem, the same wall, and you don't want to do anything about it. And so every day they checked in on me to see what I was doing about my wall. And they hurt my feelings. Like Margaret was not going to let me. She was not going to let me not tear that wall down. Right. And I appreciate you. She was not, and Valerie either. Like to the point where no Saturday morning was sacred. There was no sleeping in because Margaret and Valerie were calling you bright and early on Saturday morning at 8 a.m. to talk about, is your wall still there? Have you taken your wall down today? Have you looked at your wall today? Yes, I know it was all in love. And it hurt my feelings in a good way because they didn't allow me to avoid the thing. So I'm saying I wanted freedom and I wanted all these things, but that wall was killing me. I was building myself into a nice little prison with it. And that's why you got to have your purpose partners. Because it's natural to want to avoid your walls, to avoid any conflict or anything. It's natural to want to do that. Good morning. It's natural to want to do that. But we got to start putting a crack in the walls. And it happens by changing your thoughts. And it happens by having those purpose partners who are there to help you. True freedom is very close. Focus instead on the walls of your own making that are blocking the light that you're seeking. What is the purpose to build the walls that block the light and strive for enlightenment? What's the purpose of building your wall when you say you want to be free? So is that not counteractive? So it's a working Wednesday, so I want you to work on that today. Work on walking towards your wall. So if your wall is fear, of, like, my wall was fear of asking for what I wanted. My fear was I'm not good enough. My fear was who am I? My fear was nobody's going to come to anything that I host. My fear was who's going to listen to JoJo from Far City. My fear was I've worked at McDonald's most of my, from 14 to 22, I was at your local McDonald's. Like, who am I? Even though I had two college degrees, I still went to work at McDonald's. Like, who am I? So that was my wall. That was my fear. And then when I started to look at my wall and walk towards the wall and decide I was going to tackle it head on, because on the other side of the wall is my true fear. Right. We are working on it together. A to the man. Then I was able to address some of the problems that I was having that I didn't know. And when we keep that wall up, we're hiding our inner struggles. And it is exhausting to hide our inner struggles and avoid the wall and seek the light and live the life and try to smile and try to be a mama and try to work. And it's exhausting. It's a struggle. It's a struggle. How long have we been hiding behind the wall with this struggle? How long have we been struggling just to keep it together? How long have we been struggling to keep the wall up? So we don't even have to look at it. Oh, God. How long have we been struggling to keep the wall up so that we don't have to look at the wall, so we can patch it up and to go around it, to not look at it? But I want freedom. I want to live past crazy, but I don't want to address the crazy. I just want to patch it up so to be okay, so I don't have to look at it, but it's there, but you're steady building a prison for yourself. And it's natural to want to avoid the wall, but you got to put a crack in it. And you do that simply by changing your thoughts. But if you want to be completely free, you got to do the inner work and have the inner breakthrough. Today, walk towards your walls. See your own limitations. And then, once you see your own limitations, right? Decide what are you going to do about them. What are you going to do about about your limitations now that you're ready to acknowledge it? Then what? And that's where your purpose partners come in. That's where your daily mantras come in. That's where all the things come in. So today, guys, walk towards your wall. Walk towards it. And decide what are you going to do about it. Because if we don't do anything about it, we'll stay in that prison in our thoughts and our minds. And that was the lesson I had to learn the hard way. That's the lesson I had to learn the hard way. It took me a couple of months, and it took my purpose partners calling me every day for almost 2 weeks, maybe 3. But I broke that wall down. And then when you start to break down one wall, it's easier for the others to come down. So that is it for the fearless thought of the day. We've got to address the walls. We're looking for the light. And the light keeps shining on the wall. And we want to avoid the wall. And your wall could be depression, sadness, not feeling like you're good enough. Your wall could be your job, whatever it is. We're not going to have true freedom until we address that wall, until we can break through it. And by breaking through it, you got to start with the inner workings of your mind and your thoughts. Now, we want to avoid the wall at all costs all the time. But when we do, we are truly setting our prison up for ourselves. So it's hard to ask for the freedom of things when I don't want to address the wall, the problem that I don't want to deal with. No, we can't talk about that. Nope, I don't want to talk about that. No, he better not even come to me with that. We all know we all have those things. And so until we're ready to address those why we feel that way, we're going to keep looking for the freedom. We're going to keep saying we're living past crazy. We're going to keep saying I'm living my best life. But that wall is still staring at us in our face. So you have to be willing to do the work to knock it down. True freedom is on the other side of that wall. True freedom. But are you willing to do the work to get there? And it is hard because the light is always going to be shining on the wall. Always, always, always. All right, guys, I hope you have an amazing Wednesday. If Margaret is still here, today is Working Wednesday with Margaret, the job coach. And she will be on at 10 a.m. this morning. Miss Margaret, post your link. And remember, if your friends and family don't have Facebook, we do have a YouTube channel, so you can binge watch all of them. If you missed any of my freebies this week, reading list is free. bit.ly. It's going to be bit.ly, so I'm just going to do the last part of the links. Reading list 2019. 5 Keys to Live. We have, what's the other one? 5 Keys to Live. We have the Daily Mantra 2019. So all of those are the freebies. And then yesterday, yesterday we did the Be Fearless Journal. So the Be Fearless Journal is $4.44. So it is Fearless Journal, bit.ly, Fearless Journal. Hey, Kimberly. Good morning. So make sure those are, so all the products are between $14.44 and $4.44. So you can grab the Be Fearless Journal, and that is truly all of my thoughts, ideas, and my scriptures from my personal journal. And it actually have the dates that I had that thought or I had that feeling. And it is a PDF so that you can download it, and that is $4.44. Today's freebie is going to be a free chapter of my book. So I'm going to, yes, please make sure you post all your social media. I'm going to post the link mid-afternoon for that so that you can get your free copy of chapter 1 of book 1. And then this evening we'll have Q&A about anything that you want to ask me about chapter 1. Now, chapter 1 is not for the faint of heart. If you can't get past sentence 2, you're not going to be able to read the book. I did not want to sugarcoat anything. I didn't want to hold anything back. So the first 2 or 3 sentences may take you for a loop. Okay? It may not be child friendly. So I'm giving away the first chapter. Actually, it's the first 2 or 3 chapters. So to give away for free. That is right. July 27th. We are coming to Tampa. It's the first stop on the book tour. July 27th. I will be in Tampa. Books are on sale for $9.99. So after you read chapter 1, I promise you, actually it's 3 chapters. You're going to want to read the book. And so it's bit.ly/book tour 2019. You can grab the book for $9.99, or you can go over to Amazon, simply type in my name, and the books will pop up. Or you can go to livepastcrazy.com in the store section and grab the books there as well. So the book tour first stop is Tampa. After that, I am open. We're looking to do Raleigh, Charlotte, somewhere else. Raleigh, Durham, Charlotte. I forgot. There's somewhere else. So if you want me to come to your town, please let me know. And I do have a link for that too, so you can suggest your city. And it's bit.ly your city tour, where you can suggest me coming to your city. Do not forget the women's retreat, Great Girlfriends Retreat 2019. I'm going to post that over here so that we can have it. And it's called bit.ly Girlfriends Retreat 2019. So I'm looking at 3 screens, y'all. So bit.ly Girlfriends Retreat 2019. And for my birthday, actual day, the 29th, I may put it on sale. But right now you can grab your early bird tickets. All right, guys, I hope you have just an amazing Wednesday. I'm just saying. Look at today, walk towards those walls. You can't get that inner freedom till you start breaking down those walls that we built, the things that we don't want to talk about, the things that we don't want to address, the things that happened 10, 20, 25 years ago. Listen, and I'm going to say this. I have forgiven people 25, 30 years ago. I forgave them. That doesn't mean that the wall is not still in my system, in the back of my mind, running in the background, so that when I come up against something that resembles that, I remember that from 30 years ago and be like, stop, wait. And now I can't have true freedom from that because I'm not willing to break through the wall of that. And so today, on this Working Wednesday, walk towards your wall. Stop building your self-imposed prison. I've done that. I'm great at that. Please understand. I am great at that. And what did he say? True freedom is very close. It's on the other side of your wall. Focus instead on the walls of your own making that are blocking the very light that you are seeking. Walk towards your wall today. See your own limitations. And I had to see mine. And let me tell you, it wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't fun. It wasn't any of that. But if you really want the true freedom, you will do the work. So, all right, guys, I hope you have an amazing Wednesday. Please wish me luck on this presentation. And so today's freebie will be the first 2 chapters. I think it's 3. First 2 chapters of book 1, Fearless Woman Born to Give Thanks. And this is the book. So I'm going to post that link shortly. And then we'll do a Q&A about it. It is not kid friendly. It is not. That first, it's not kid friendly at all. So it may take you for a loop. And the question I get asked the most is, why in the world did you start the book like that? Why did you do that? I had to do that so that people would understand that what I was saying, I wasn't playing. It's real. And you will understand within the first 4 sentences why I am the only Live Past Crazy specialist. You will understand. So, all right, guys, I will post that link for the free chapters shortly, and then we will have a Q&A about that. So make sure you share the link with your friend. Give me to about 9:30, 10 to post that link, and then share it with your girlfriends, and then have them come back this evening so that we can talk about it and talk about all the things. But today, walk towards your wall, see your self-limitations, and figure out what you're going to do about them. If you want to not do something with those bricks, put them under your feet for your foundation. Don't leave them. Don't let them go to waste. Repurpose and rework that thing. Let that pain be for purpose, for something. Because we're here to change the world. I am my sister's keeper. All right, guys, have an amazing Wednesday. And I will see you later on this evening. Have a good one.